Excellent. Right, so, hello everybody, if you're watching. My name's Dave Himelfield. I am the health reporter at the Huddersfield Examiner, and today I am going to fill out Have Your Say, which is the official document, the official survey document for the Right Care, Right Time, Right Place proposal, otherwise known as the Hospital Shake-Up. Currently, what that means is that Huddersfield Royal Infirmary will be demolished. It will be replaced with a new hospital which will have an urgent care centre, but it won't have an emergency department. That will be in Halifax at the Calderdale Royal Hospital, which will be beefed up, expanded if you like, to supposedly accommodate all the extra people. There's a lot more detail to it. It's not just about emergency care and urgent care. There's a whole shifting around of services and centralising of services here and there and all that kind of thing. Now, if you want to make your opinion count, this is the official way to do it. This is the most important way to do it, so I can't stress. If you want to have your say, it's all very well tweeting and banging your opinions on Facebook, but this is where it really matters. So I implore you to do this. It's online. It's on the official Right Care, Right Time, Right Place website. And also, we've had a lot of questions about this. If you're watching and you've got a relative who isn't au fait with computers, maybe doesn't know the right end of a plug from the other, you can actually get this. You can order one of these by calling Right Care, Right Time, Right Place, but it might be a bit short notice given that you have to have it in by, I think it's midnight on the 21st of June, so that's very soon. However, our good friends at HandsOffHRI, I've got a stall at the Kingsgate Centre all of Saturday, and they've got 1,000 of these. So if you know someone who doesn't know how to use a computer too well, get them down to Kingsgate on Saturday, get them to pick up one of these and fill it out. Now, the devil's in the details, so they say, and I'm going to have a go at doing this. I'm not saying the way I'm doing it, I'm not saying it's the right way, it could very well be the wrong way, but I'm going to have a go at it. Try and bear with me. It might be a bit boring at times. It might be fun. Who knows? Right, I'm going to be really awkward and do it in green ink. Don't know why. Just thought it'd make it a little more exciting. Right. So here we are, page 1. I'll try not to bore you too much with too much detail. Right. So it says we have described the proposed changes we would like to make to current services on our main consultation document. It would be helpful if you can tell us if you have read the main document. Then it asks you how much have you read it, if any at all. Well, I've read it, so I'm going to tick there. It would be helpful if you could tell us more about you. Who wants to know about me, really? Anyway, it asks you, am I a resident of Calderdale? No. Am I a resident of Greater Huddersfield? I'm afraid to say I'm not either. So I'm going to tick that, not a resident of Calderdale or Greater Huddersfield. And it says, are you a representative of an organisation? I suppose Huddersfield Examiner, so I'll put that there. I don't suppose it matters. Huddersfield Examiner. What is the first part of your postcode? So I'm going to put that in. Diddly-diddly-dee. Right, so about all the alternatives we have considered, I think there were quite a lot of them. Let me just read you a brief little bit. We've looked very closely at the alternative ways that we could use our two hospitals to address the challenges we face. Clinicians from the hospital and both CCGs have developed a potential future clinical model. This potential future clinical model is not location specific. Are you sure about this, CCG? I thought you decided that Calderdale was where the emergency care was going to be, but forgive me. It describes the way that services should be configured in order to deliver the best outcomes and quality of care for patients. We've looked at the ways in which the model could be delivered. We started with a long list of 11 different ideas and ended up with a short list of 5. This included minimum changes, 2 alternatives focused on developing emergency care at the existing site at Calderdale Royal, and 2 alternatives focusing on developing emergency care on the existing site at Huddersfield Royal. And blah, blah, blah. And then it asks you, 1, did we miss anything when looking at all alternatives? And you can say yes, no, I don't know, I don't understand how you got to your alternatives. I'm going to tick I don't know, because I don't know. The option that maybe I would favour, and I think it's one we've considered, but don't seem to mention it here, is a hospital at Ainley, somewhere like Ainley Top, that would serve both equidistant Huddersfield and Halifax. it could be a large sort of model university type teaching hospital that would have all the hospital services that the people of Huddersfield and Calderdale could want. So I'm going to put that.
Someone's asking us, Abby Wardle Granger says, what is Greater Huddersfield?
Great, right, okay. Abby Wardle Granger?
Yeah.
Abby.
Garner.
Garner, sorry. Abby Garner. What is Greater Huddersfield? Greater Huddersfield is the area covered by Greater Huddersfield CCG. So that's basically all of Kirklees that doesn't include North Kirklees. So so that's all the way up from, like, say, Bradley, all the way down to Holmfirth, across to Slough to Marsden, and all the way, but not all the way to like Combridge, but not including Mirfield. So because Mirfield is North Kirklees. I hope that helps. Okay.
Lovely.
Please tell me what we've missed. Right. So do we miss any incentives? So I'm going to put in that. I'm not going to write it all right down now because it will take ages. But I'm going to please tell us what we've missed. Well, I'm going to put. I suggest a hospital at Ainley Top to serve all the hospital needs of both the people of Huddersfield and Halifax. I'm not saying that's the right answer. Some people are going to be shouting at me saying, "Why aren't you saying keep the one at Huddersfield?" Well, we'd like to do that. We'd like to have emergency departments at both Huddersfield and Halifax. But I'm just putting across something there. Okay. What other alternatives do you think we have? Do you think we could have considered? Again, I don't know, so I'm not going to answer that. Right. Section 2. We want blah blah blah. Emergency and acute care. This is life-threatening conditions, but you probably knew that. Currently, we have 2 A&E departments, one in Calderdale, one in Huddersfield. We know that. For some emergencies, such as heart attacks, people are taken to Leeds. Yes, you might not have known that actually, but for certain emergencies, people don't go to either Huddersfield or Calderdale. They often go to Leeds General if it's a heart attack or a. I think for severe burns, they go to Pinderfields in Wakefield. Anyway, we are proposing 1 emergency care centre based at Calderdale Road for the population of Calderdale and Greater Huddersfield. This will be open, blah, blah, blah. Patients will still go to other emergency centres such as Leeds, as they do, blah, blah, blah. Right. It says, what worries you do you not like about our proposed change to emergency care? And there's a whole bunch of options here. 1, I will not receive the right care. I will not be seen and treated quickly. Let's say that is a concern of mine, so I'm going to tick that. I will not be able to travel to get the care I need. I will not be seen by the right staff. I will not receive the treatments I need. None of these apply or other. Now, our friends at HandsOffHRI and other campaigners have suggested that we don't exactly play ball with this particular type of question because some say there's an assumption in this that we accept that one hospital will be the emergency and the other will be the planned care hospital, not both having emergency care. Some people have suggested you feel other. I do not accept what's known as a HOT, i.e. emergency, cold, i.e. planned clinical model. So just for the sake of doing it, I'm going to put I do not accept the hot, cold, clinical model. Speaking of hot, the air conditioning in here is starting to burn me, so I think we might.
It's all right. I'll do it.
My colleague Lauren's going to do it. What do you like about our proposed change to emergency care? And it's basically the same answers but in reverse. Again, I think, and I hope I've got this right. That the advice again is that there's the implication here, I believe, that you're accepting again that there can only be one emergency department. So again, I believe one of the answers that is put forward, if you really want to object to it, was I do not accept the hot cold clinical model. Right, next, urgent care. Urgent care is currently provided. You can just turn it off.
Can you? Oh right, okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Try to turn it down. It is warm.
It is 24 degrees in here apparently, but it feels a lot hotter. Urgent care is currently provided as part of A&E services by local GP, pharmacist, or by calling NHS 111. We are proposing to keep the urgent care service in each hospital. One service based at Calderdale. Yeah, you get the idea. There'll be 2 urgent care centres. One at Halifax, one here. Both centres will be open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And then it asks you, what worries you do you not like about our proposed change to urgent care? And it's exactly the same set of options. So I will not receive the right care. I will not be seen and treated quickly. I will not be able to travel to get the care I need. None of these apply, blah, blah, blah. I suppose you might say, I will not receive the right care. I don't know, because if I was within, I don't know, crawling distance of Huddersfield Royal Infirmary and I was hurt, I might well, see if I could crawl or see if I could get someone could carry me there or something, and then obviously you would be triaged, given emergency, some life-saving treatment, and then you'd be taken to Halifax or whatever. Again, the other I do not accept the hot claw clinical model is one that has been suggested. Then it says, what do you... But anyway, I'll play ball for this question, so I'm going to say, I'm concerned I will not receive the right care. Okay. I will not be seen by the right staff. I will not receive the treatment I need, so I'll tick those 2. You can tick more than one. What do you like about the proposed changes to urgent care? It's the same questions, just in reverse. It says, I will receive the right care, I will be seen and treated quickly. It's the same options, just in reverse. Right. Planned care. A procedure or treatment that is planned. You may have to stay in hospital to recover, it says. Okay. Planned care takes place at Calderdale Royal and Huddersfield Royal. We are proposing to bring together planned care in one location. It's a brand new hospital at the Acre Mills site. Woo. Planned care, this is the hospital that will have 120 beds, 10 wards. We know very little else about it. Planned care is booked in advance and may require a few days stay in hospital. Yes. Right, here we go again. We would like... Right, so basically it's saying, what worries you do you not like about our proposed change to planned care? And again, it's all the same options. It's the same question again. 6b, what do you like? And again, it's the same. I will receive the right care. I'll be seen and treated quickly. I will be able to travel and get the care I need. I will see the right staff. I will receive the treatment I need. None of these apply. Other. Right. What do I like about it? I'm just saying this hypothetically. Don't shoot me because you think I'm supporting someone. I'm not. I will see... I don't know. I will see the right staff. Let's just say hypothetically.
We've just got another question.
Go on.
Ryan Mather says, when is the final decision being made?
Well, hi Ryan. We don't know. If you mean the final decision by whether this will be approved, don't really know yet. I think the earliest suggested was September. I think realistically, autumn. Sometime in autumn. I'm sorry I can't be more precise than that. I hope that helps, by the way. Right. Maternity services in the community. This is a little bit different, this one, actually. I'm sure you remember about, 8 years, maybe 9 years ago, there was a big hoo-ha because there was consultant-led neonatal and gynecology and all the birth-related services at Huddersfield Royal Infirmary, and that got shifted to Calderdale Royal, which meant that you could call it a downgrade, I suppose. That maternity care at Huddersfield Royal was midwife-led. A lot of people thought that was a downgrade. It led to a series of massive protests, including the biggest march, which was only superseded by the one that we had. I think it was in March, by HandsOffHRI, etc. So yeah, it was a big deal when consultant-led maternity care was for people who were going to have complicated births was moved to Halifax. But anyway, bit of background there for you. Right, so let's read this. Currently, consultant-led maternity care in a birthing centre is provided at Calderdale Royal. Huddersfield Royal also has a birthing centre, which is led by midwives, as we've said. We are proposing that the emergency centre is on the same site as the consultant-led maternity unit. This would mean blah blah blah. This would mean services would stay the same. There are plans to improve community-based services for women at all stages of their pregnancy. This would mean providing more care closer to home. That may be a phrase you've heard before, because the Care Closer to Home plan is a plan which runs alongside this one to move healthcare that doesn't necessarily need to be in hospital out into the community. That's the theory. Anyway, let's go to it. So what would improve our proposed change to maternity services? Receiving the right care. Okay, thought that you'd take that one for granted, but hey ho. Seeing the right staff. Being seen and treated quickly, receiving the treatment I need, being able to travel to the care. Again, it seems a little bit like calling water wet. A lot of these answers seem pretty obvious. So, what am I going to say? What would improve our proposed change to maternity services? Well, receiving the right care would probably do. No one wants to receive the wrong care, do they? Seeing the right staff. See above. Being seen and treated quickly. Yes, well, we all want that. Receiving the treatment I need. Being able to travel to get the kit. Travel is an issue. Yep. Again, I don't know. But I'm going to tick all these. Because everyone wants to be seen and treated quickly, don't they? And everyone wants the treatment they need. They don't want the treatment that someone else needs or the wrong treatment. A bit flummoxed by that one, actually. Right. Paediatric care, i.e. health service for babies, children, young people. So, paediatric care currently takes place on both sites, and they are proposing to have a children's ward, emergency children's ward at Calderdale Royal, and there'll be specialist staff all in one place to treat children that are severely ill. There will also be a children and young persons outpatient service at Calderdale Royal, Halifax, and at the new hospital in Huddersfield as well. More services for children will be provided closer to home. Okay. And then it asks you, what worries you, do you not like about our proposed change to paediatric services? And it's basically the same as the sort of previous questions. It says, I will / my child will not receive the right care. My child will not be seen by the right staff. And then below that, there's what do you like? And again, it's just the same questions but reversed. So, what do I like, just hypothetically, what do I like about the proposed change to paediatric services? I don't know. Let's just say I'm happy that my child will be seen by the right staff. I'm happy that my child will receive the right treatment. I've got to say the answers seem a little bit trite, but hey ho.
Do you want a drink of water?
I have some water.
Oh, right,
I have
okay.
some water here.
Good thinking. I thought you might be getting a bit...
It's thirsty work, this. Right, so, again, I think this may be one of those questions that campaigners suggested you tick other and said, I do not accept the hot and cold clinical model. Right, community services. We're nearly finished now. Right. Currently, people have to travel to Calderdale Royal Hospital, Halifax, and Huddersfield Royal Infirmary for services that could be closer to home. We propose to have more hospital services available in the local community, such as GP practices, health centres, and this can include outpatient appointments, such as X-rays and blood tests. Right, and then it's a question. Right, what worries you? Do you not like about our proposed change to community services? And then it's the same thing. I should point out it's the same set of options again. So what don't I like about that? Well, I am concerned that I won't get seen treated quickly because, can these services out in the community, they're already stretched, do they have enough resources to actually cope, to pick up the slack when the services are moved out? Certainly a concern I would have. I will not be seen by the right stuff again. Kind of worries me a little bit. Okay. And then it asks you, what do you like? And it's the same answers in reverse. By the way, each of these has got a section you can fill in there so you can add your own thoughts. Right, I think we're nearly done. Right. This is the final section. Right, okay, so all about our proposed changes. Do you think you will be negatively affected by our proposed changes? And you've got yes, no, I don't know, and a section to fill it in there. So, you know, if you think, I don't know, if you are concerned, if you're concerned, for example, like you don't think one emergency hospital is going to be able to cope with all the emergency cases, let's put it in there. I think some of the, another issue was, can the ambulance, are ambulances going to be held up on the Ellen bypass? That's certainly a big concern for the people. Is the 120 beds at Huddersfield Royal going to have enough, going to be able to? Because that's a net loss of 360 beds. It's quite a lot. So anyway, you can put it all there. And then, right, the next question. Transport. This is about travel, transport and parking. Please tell us if there is something you think we could do to improve travel, transport and parking. Well, I think the Ellen bypass is a pretty obvious one, though we are told that there is a significant road improvement scheme there. Parking, I would say, anyone that's been to Calderdale Road will tell you, is not fit for purpose. There's far too few spaces. It's all in itty bitty little car parks set around, and it's a nightmare. So it's quite, maybe stick a multi-storey car park at Calderdale Road. I'm going to put that there. Go. Right, and you can think of various others just in there. Overall, after reading the document, do you agree or disagree with our proposed changes? You've got agree, disagree, neither agree nor disagree. I don't understand your proposed changes. That's the other option. Not going to tell you what to put here. If you disagree, you click disagree. If you agree, you click agree. And you explain why. You might disagree because you think that both towns, Huddersfield and Halifax, should each have an emergency department. So one you could put there. Right, and next you're just on to equality monitoring, which is what sex you are, how old you are, what ethnicity you are. I'm sure you don't need any help in filling that out. And that, my friends, is it. So there it is, completed. Yeah, obviously, if you can do it online. And if you know someone that can't, that doesn't use the internet, Kingsgate's the place to go on Saturday, where HandsOffHRI will have 1,000 of these. So that's it. Right, that's me going. Over and out.